Hey! How are you guys doing? 2 viewers. Hello, viewers. Okay, so let me know if my voice is okay, because I'm using a new mic arm, which is a bit lower than usual, but way better to use. It's taking less space on my desk and stuff. Like it's not overing everything. So that's nice. Hey, Mormon. Voice sounds good? Perfect, thank you. Hello, Cubus 0. Welcome on the channel. That's your first message. Okay. Is the music too loud? The music might be a little too loud, maybe. Gonna lower it a little bit. And we should be good. So today we're gonna do some game design, actually. Some documenting stuff. Oh, modding guy, okay. So maybe we'll do some programming at the end if I'm really fast. But I think today is going to be a lot about making a design document. Actually, let me change the thing I always forget to change, you know, just so that people who arrive knows what we're doing. Design document, my publisher asked. So yeah, that's actually my publisher who asked that I make a document, not a game design document, so not a Bible or anything, not something beautiful, just really efficient and short document, just to talk about a little bit more about what's going to be in the game, and it's mostly for our milestones. So I can't show you the milestone because I need to make a few changes before I show you the milestones, because there are some private information in there. But yeah, basically we have milestone I have to reach during development, and to reach them I have some conditions. For example, have 10 levels working, this kind of stuff. So the idea here is to actually tell them what are the 10 levels and stuff. So no, it's not a pitch deck. Hey dude, it's not a pitch deck, it's more like yeah, no, it's not a pitch deck because I'm not going to talk budget or anything. It's just, yeah, some kind of you know, yeah, a short game design document. I guess, yeah, it's going to be more detailed than the pitch deck, but it's going to have less information, like no target audience, nothing of that stuff. As Dut is saying, it's kind of like a presentation for each milestone. Yeah. Actually, I should base this on the milestone a little bit, because obviously we're gonna use this, but I'm not gonna do it milestone per milestone. It's still gonna be like a general document about what's the game about. And I'm sure it's actually gonna help me a little bit, because I don't have a game design document. Everything is in my head or inside notes on my computer. So I guess it will help to have some place where we have the big things about the game. I'm curious, how much time do you expect all this setup with the publisher to take? Also, nightlight setup this time. Oh, is it still too dark? Thing is, it's gonna be a bit hard. I'm at the maximum brightness. And that must be a bit scary. Yeah, I can't really have more light than this, unfortunately. Ah, nice light. I was thinking, wait, is it still dark? How long? I don't know, man. I mean, I've already spent a lot of hours just, you know, for the contract and stuff. And we're still talking for the money and everything. But it shouldn't take too long. To be honest, I'm actually really happy because the publisher is really not on my back all the time. Like, it's been about 3 weeks we signed, and really they didn't really talk to me that much. It was mostly me talking with them just to make sure they send the first batch of money, basically. So yeah, it's starting slow, and they're really not on my back. I can do whatever I want. They just want some visibility. And the nice thing is, with my streams, videos and stuff, they actually have already a lot of visibilities. So they're not taking that much time. That's why I'm gonna try to make this for them as soon as I can, because they're not asking much, to be honest. So I'm gonna give them at least something. So I'm not sure what I should call this. Why RIP? Why? I'll try to get the reasoning here. Lueur design. Yeah, let's call it Milestone Design Dog, but it's certainly not a Milestone Design Dog. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about exactly yet. So the goal is really to I'm not gonna get into the details. Like, I'm not gonna detail every building and stuff, but I think it's important just to know, like, how many levels, the structure of the levels, maybe the progression, mostly, maybe a number of, you know, events, a number of buildings, this kind of stuff. So I guess first we can talk about the gameplay a little bit, just to basically say that the current gameplay we have is already the final one. Like, we're gonna move around that grid, select things to do on the cells, and that's all. Then we can talk about the mini games a little bit, talk about the mini games that are already here and the mini games that could be here. Oh, it suggested you did it? Okay. Yeah, Twitch suggests some rewards sometimes for no reason. I guess you have the rewards points, so you might as well use them. So talk about the mini games. Talk about the different game modes, the levels, the overall progression, like how is the player gonna play the game, and, you know, how players are gonna go through the different levels and game modes. The accessibility features. I'm not gonna talk about everything, but yeah, that's included in one of the milestones, actually, the accessibility. So I need to detail a little bit what I want. Buildings and terrains. So a brief overview of how many I currently have and how many I think we will have by the end. Hey Jade. Yeah, you're right on time. I just started the stream, so that's great. You know what? Let's start saving this. Astra design doc milestone. I'm actually gonna call this M1 because that's milestone 1. That's basically a document we're asking for the first milestone. So I'm gonna call this later. Yeah, I think design doc M1. So buildings and terrains. Events. So I think in the progression we're gonna talk, for example, about the achievements, about I think I'm just gonna throw every idea I have, because the nice thing is we signed on something, right? So we signed on the minimum of thing we want in the game. So I guess now I can really tell them everything I'm thinking about. That might not be in the final game, but that could be. So I was thinking about some kind of shop to buy cheat codes and dev stuff. Yeah, this part we're gonna mix story and events, and we're gonna talk like about the number of words and stuff. We can talk a little bit about the Twitch integration, because that's something that could be big. Actually gonna move my computer over there so I can see your comments a little easier. Yeah, that's better. And when I look at your comments, my mouth is in the microphone. It's gonna be better. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the HUD, the overall UI of the game, but not sure what I can really tell about this. Oh yeah, I should definitely talk about the music. Like, I think I'm gonna have a aesthetic part, and in the aesthetic I'm going to talk about the music and the visuals. That's getting very small. That's getting very small. Can I break this into 2 columns, or do I have to? Yeah, I guess I have to break it manually. Okay, let's remove all of this. Oh, that's ugly. Alright. Maybe I don't really know that software that much. I did a lot of documents when I was at Ubisoft, but it's been a while. So I guess there might be a way to tell it to wrap. Maybe somewhere here. No. Area. Columns. Oh, look at this. Maybe that's what we want. Number of columns, 2. Perfect. All right. Music. So yeah, aesthetic. We have music and visuals. I think that's fine. I think that's already good. So let's talk about gameplay. So I'm not gonna try to make something beautiful, guys. So it's gonna be really straightforward and to the point. So, controls with a gamepad or keyboard. And I'm really not looking to create mouse controls. I know everyone is telling me to do this, but the game is not made for this. It would be like saying someone with a game that's already playable with the mouse to make a gamepad game, and it's going to be shitty. Mainly because of the minigames, and just, you know, the way I designed the game is not made for mouse controls. I might add it at some point if really like we want it, but it's gonna be ton of work for one. Like, it's really gonna be ton of work because the game has not been done at all for the mouse. So I'm gonna be bold and say no mouse controls. No mouse or touch controls. Gamepad or keyboard, no mouse, touch control. Because how long is this first milestone? Okay, wait a second. Wait a second, I'm gonna hide everything. Here you go. I'm gonna look for my milestone thing. It's actually in the contract, that's why I didn't want to show you. So I'm gonna get the part that I can show you, okay? So that's the first part. And the second part. Let me just make sure that it's readable for you, because it's quite small. So you will have the dates with it. Here you go. Okay. Back to my face. Hey. So here are the milestones. So as you can see, the M0, the first milestone, was actually signing. And then in 2 weeks, basically, I need to have this document planned. Basically. Then I have an alpha critical pass for this June, mid-June. Then I have a pre-beta content ready for mid-August. So basically the alpha critical pass is like everything is playable but full of bugs and placeholders and stuff. The pre-beta is everything is playable, but now you have no placeholders, like every visual is final. And there are no placeholders. The beta completed is like all the dialogues and stuff are ready. The UI, the menus are ready. The saving system is ready. And we can start talking about polishing the game. And that's for the 10th month. I don't remember which one it is. December, no, October. Okay, so that's for October. And then from October to December, basically, I have 2 months of polishing. They call this polishing, but if you actually look at it, it's more like debugging. So 2 months of polishing and debugging. And also the final touch, like implementing the achievements. The accessibility features are implemented. This kind of stuff. And then M6 in January 2025, release candidate. So basically all bugs have been fixed and all text has been translated. All high, medium, high bugs have been resolved. So the priority of a bug is not going to be defined by me or the publisher. It's going to be defined by a middleman, basically the guys who are going to find the bugs, the QA company that is going to do that. So it's kind of a neutral ground. That's a good thing. Like I can say what I want to be, a P0 or P1 or P2, and the publisher can't either. It's going to be like someone else deciding what is P0 and stuff. So that's cool. And the final one is post-launch support. So basically when the game is out, 2 weeks later, we have another final milestone, which is going to be like just resolving new bugs that might have appeared and having a patch for it. Hey Catenium, hey again. So here you go with the milestones. I hope it was interesting. That's actually funny because yeah, I didn't know anything about this before actually seeing the contract. So that's cool. And basically let me do this. Yeah. And basically, I'm paid at each of the milestones, basically. Each milestone serves for them as an insurance that I'm actually making progress on the game. And for me, it's also the time where I get some money to help me make the game. So, yeah. That's basically it. So controller, gamepad, or keyboard. No mouse touch controls. You know, maybe we'll do something with mouse and touch, but I don't think it's a good idea. It's going to be a lesser experience. For me, the only reason I would add mouse is if it's about accessibility, but not playstyle, because the game is not designed for this. Why do you need so much time? The game looks almost ready. It's not. The thing is, guys, did you play the demo? There's only one level, and the second one kind of working. I mean, it's like maybe a 2 hours experience. I mean, guys, I need to make all of the other levels. But you've seen this document, actually, what I need to do. You'll see. But yeah, there's like... The demo is like a fraction of the game. It's like 15% of the final game. So yeah, of course I need some time. And I need time to fix the bugs. I need time to let people translate the final game. No. It's far from ready. Like, far. So gameplay, controller. Gamepad or keyboard, no mouse touch. Player moves a cursor around a map and select actions. Time real time with pause. You don't have a device that can play the demo? It should be the demo is available on Mac, Linux, and Windows. So I guess any computer should work. That's too bad. What is your platform? Making a game is a lot of work. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Controller, yeah. Real time with pause. Arcade mechanics. Four resources. Actually, there are five. 5 resources. Manage. That's basically what I'm going for here. I really want to state the big thing and the numbers. So it's going to be real time with pause. It's going to have 5 resources to manage. The player moves the cursor around the map and can select actions. That's basically it. To change the state of the map. That's it. That's it. It's controlled with a gamepad or a keyboard. It's real-time with pause. It has some arcade mechanics with the mini games. Dialogues with choices to make. And that's all. To be honest, that's like the biggest things. We're gonna talk more about the dialogues in the section about story and events. But in the big lines, like, that's it. Congrats on getting a publisher, and thanks for posting the video about Devolver. That was good info. Thank you, Alan. I'm glad it helped. I'm broke, only have a phone, still saving up for laptop. Oh. Yeah. There is actually a phone version, but you need a gamepad connected to the phone. I think that's everything. let me just open the project. It's gonna help me just to see the game at the same time, because that's pretty abstract. I don't think there is anything more to say about the, you know, actual gameplay. Yeah, you have this cursor, you move around, you can post time and stuff. You have the resources at the top to handle, you can do things with the actions here, and that's all. You have dialogues, and you have the mini games. Yeah. So we are, yeah, that's everything the game currently has and will have. The gameplay won't change. We won't have much more gameplay stuff in the game. So that's why, like, as you were not wrong. The game is actually pretty advanced because the gameplay is here and it's not going to change. But yeah, you'll see that what's next has a lot of things. So let's talk about the mini games, by the way, that I prefer to call collecting games. It sounds better than mini games. Hey Mize, I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for coming. I'm not doing procedural stuff today. I'm doing design stuff for my publisher. So collecting games. So my target is to have about, so the player can play collecting games during specific actions, get more resources, to get or save more resources. I'm expecting around, so currently we have so hunting, chopping forest, fishing, collecting fruits, collecting lights, hunting darkness, defending from darkness, collecting darkness, well, with the shield. So we have about 7. We have 7 mini games. But the thing is, it's not really 7 completely different mini games. Yeah, let's say we have 7. So we have 7. And I think in the end, I guess I could aim for about 10 different minigames, and that's already a lot because let's have a range. I don't want to overpromise. We'll have more minigames for sure, but I don't think... The thing is, the more minigames you have, the more difficult it is for the player to actually understand all the minigames and remember all the minigames and how they played. So it's important to not have too many minigames, too many types. So that's why some of them are really looks a lot like other minigames. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. 7 types and final So I'm not gonna detail how many. I'm not gonna detail the actual minigames. I think that's already all we need. So basically, they're gonna expect between 10 and 15 by the end of development. This document is about this, right? That's the goal. It's not about telling them exactly what are each minigames and stuff. Which type of controller is best for playing the game? Any type of controller. If you have a twin stick controller, is better because you will be able to zoom in and out of the map. But any type of controller that has at least a directional pad and a few buttons, it's gonna be fine. Totally fine. Doing some work task, listening to your stream in the background. Good. I hope it's gonna be a nice background for you. Should I add anything on this? The player can play collecting games during specific actions to get savings resources. Currently 7, final 10 to 15. Can be disabled. For accessibility. Okay, I think that's alright for this port. The game modes. Okay, now we're getting into the interesting stuff, I think. Because levels and game modes are the things that are gonna make the playtime of the game, right? So, I mean, I can add as much gameplay and minigames. It's not gonna increase the playtime. It's gonna improve the experience, but it's not gonna increase the playtime. And here, the goal is kind of, you know, want to have some basic playtime. How many hours a week do you spend working on the game? So, you know, there's a lot of stuff to do outside of the game development itself. So, for example, I consider reading news like working on the game, because I'm basically getting to know what's happening in the world of game development, so that's important for my game. I consider doing the social network stuff also. For example, yesterday, it was late. Or maybe, no, not yesterday, maybe Saturday, it was very late, but I spent about an hour. No, not an hour. Yeah, an hour, making a few scenes just to share them on social networks. I'm basically planning what I'm gonna share in advance. You know, so that's actually some kind of very basic marketing. I'm planning the stuff I'm gonna share. It's taking time. So considering that those little things, I include them into game development. I worked about 6 to 7 hours, I would say, every day. At least, because sometimes it's a little bit more. It really depends if I wake up a little earlier or a little later. And I usually work every day. I don't really take days off. But on the weekend, I usually work in the morning. And sometime in the afternoon, it's a little bit more like... I take some time to relax a little bit. Like if I want to go out with my girlfriend and stuff, I'm not gonna work. So yeah, I don't know how much that makes actually per week. But yeah, you can count about 6 to 7 hours every day. So I guess it's kind of like a normal day job, maybe a little bit more maybe, but that's because, you know, it's very different from a day job. I mean, I'm not working for a salary and stuff. I'm working for myself, so it's really different. Game modes. So, exciting stuff. So we're gonna have the story mode, which is about 10 levels. 10 levels for about 8 to 12 hours of playtime, basically. So, and that's low. I mean, maybe I should be a little more precise. So, what would be the fastest way to beat the 10 levels? I guess it might be possible to do it in 6. But most people do it in 1 hour, and a lot of people actually do it in more. So maybe this is a more accurate number. Yeah, I think it is. So if you really rush the levels and beat them all in less than a half an hour, which is possible. I mean, if you're really good at the game and you skip all the days, I guess you can do this, but yeah, 6 to 15 hours of playtime is about right. I think you don't want to go too vague though. What do you mean? Because the idea here is, no, the contract is already signed. I'm not trying to convince them of anything. So, no. And they actually didn't have all of this information before we signed, so not sure. It's a large margin. For me, it's like, but it's true. It is me. I will beat the game in 6 hours because I know the game. I know the game very well, and I could beat the game in 6 hours. I think most people are gonna beat it in 15. And if you want the average, well, I mean, the average is pretty easy to do. I don't think I have to put the average here of about 10 hours. I don't think I need. Maybe I can add it, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Maybe what's not clear is that this is no, I think it's a minimum. From 6 to 15. Like, for me, that's the minimum and the maximum time. I won't see anyone beat the game in less than 6 hours. Like, that seems... Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe 5 might be possible, but... You would really need to... I don't know. Like, you would really need to never lose. To know everything. Yeah, I don't see it happening. 15 hours, yeah, about an hour per level, maybe a little more. That seems alright for the maximum. So that's the story mode. Then we have the puzzle mode. Which is actually about the same, 10 levels. Because each puzzle mode... Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's alright because it makes... Because it's already signed, but I think in my pitch deck I've actually said one number, like about 15, something like this. But it's just bullshit, and they know it. Don't underestimate speedrunners. Oh yeah, I'm quite sure speedrunners would do it in less than this, but I'm not gonna count speedrunners in my document for playtime. I think 6 hours is like a reasonable amount that might be possible if you're really, really good at strategy game. I have a friend, anytime he plays one of my level, he actually beat the level in about 30 minutes. So you see, with 10 levels, it would take him about 5 to 6 hours maybe. So that's why I'm using this. Less than 6 hours. I'm sure it's going to be doable, I'm sure. But for first try, yeah, I mean, if you try, I would be interested in like your first playthrough without cheating, without looking at guides. if we're able to beat it in less than 6 hours. That would be interesting. The puzzle mods, that's going to be a little harder to know exactly what's the playtime on this, because those are going to be optimization problems, and I don't think everyone is going to play them. I think most people are just going to play the story mode and then go play another game. But the people who really liked the story mode are going to go into the puzzle mode. So, since it's an optimization problem, it's unlikely you're going to play them only once. But let's say 8 hours. I'm going to go with the average on this one. No, let's say 5 to 10 hours. Okay, and that's basically what I promised. That's what I promised them. I promised them I would get this done by the end of the year. Currently, I have 2 levels ready, almost. And 5 levels that are kind of playable. And I still need to make, I still need to make the other ones. So we got the first and the hydrate reward. I still have some water. Hey, Starren. You got the first this time.
Oh, check it.
You know what? Next time I'm gonna ask someone to actually use it, so that when you arrive, it's not there anymore. So I'm gonna go with another color here, because everything from there is just some ideas, and I'm not sure it's gonna be in the final game. So, I'm thinking about a creative mod. I mean, the name is quite obvious, right? Which could be like a level editor, maybe a quest editor. A roguelike mod, so procedural maps with objectives and challenges. I had a campaign mode ID too. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna talk about this one because it's like impossible. I'm gonna have the time to do this one. Yeah, let's not talk about this one. Okay? Because this one, it's like so unlikely that we're gonna do this. Even as a free update, that's so much work. Yeah, I think we're gonna stop with this. So basically, both of them here could be mods, additional mods we could do at release if we are early, or as free updates if we are a little late. Or not at all. I mean, but that's the promise, and that's what we're gonna promise the player. An uncrafted experience with a story and a puzzle mod for the players who really want to go into something a little more challenging. So basically, the idea for the next milestone is gonna be to have all of this playable. So tons of work, to be honest. But since it's okay to have placeholders, I'm just gonna have a ton of placeholders. I'm just gonna focus on having those levels made. I'm gonna be fast. It's gonna be playable, but it's not gonna be great. What would the difference between a campaign and story mode be? Okay, so I can talk a little bit about it, but I don't think it's gonna be done. So my idea was that I think the roguelike mode is not great, mainly because I mean, oh, I forgot about the sandbox mode. Actually, sandbox mode and roguelike mode are kind of the same. I'm actually not sure what I want to do with those. Because this one is not going to be called roguelike. Maybe it's going to be called challenge mode. I'm not sure. The difference, my idea was to have, instead of having just one map generated, it would be a continent generated, a world with different maps. Each map having specificities, like type of terrains and stuff. And each map having its own objective and its own bonuses. Like if you clear that map, you have a, I don't know, 10% bonus light for the rest of the continent. So basically the idea was to have like a 5 to 6 hours campaign where all the maps are generated, but they are part of the same campaign. So it's basically a roguelike mode, but instead of having just one map and then that's done, it's several maps that you have to beat, and there are consequences between the maps. So you have to be careful which one you want to go with first, because maybe some maps are harder, but they give a bigger bonus. Maybe some maps are easier. Maybe some map will be easier after you've done another map. So it's kind of it's your choice, basically. But yeah, it's a lot of work, so I don't think it's gonna... I was thinking about, you can choose perks, like skills and stuff that you can bring with you. For example, some kind of perk that increase the amount of animals in the forest, this kind of stuff. But yeah, not sure it's gonna be done. Let me think a little bit, because I've never thought about this. Like, for me, the creative mode is more about creating a map and maybe quests. But I'm not sure about this. And the sandbox mode is more about, I'm generating a map and with no danger, and you can just do whatever you want. Actually, no danger. So basically, yeah, the sandbox mode is more like, okay, I'm generating a map, you can choose the parameters, and you can do whatever you want on it. And the challenge mode was more like, it's a procedural map, but you're gonna have objectives and challenges. So it's basically, for example, I can generate a desertic map with orcs, and the goal is gonna be to get rid of all the orcs, basically. So you have an objective, and when the objective is done, you win. So it's basically the story mode without the story, and you can just grind missions like this, and maybe you have some achievements and challenges and a progression around it. The sandbox mode is really like, you just do what you want. You could like generate an enormous map if you want. Like that would be the difference between the sandbox mode and the challenge mode. Yeah, I think we have everything we need about the game mode. Maybe I should detail a little bit though. Handcrafted map with a time challenge. And eventually a leaderboard. But yeah, that's maybe not. Handcrafted map with a story and teaching the game, basically. It sounds like a big undertaking. Yeah, it's almost like another game, to be honest. So that's why I'm not even gonna try to add it here. It's a little bit of work, but the sandbox mode, it's not gonna be the hardest one. It's gonna be the easiest one to make, I think. Or maybe no. Actually, the level editor might be the easiest one. It depends. It depends. If I want to keep this with the gamepad, Quest Editor is going to be impossible with gamepad. Let me put a lot of parentheses under the Quest Editor. That's like, yeah, a big maybe. And just to make this a tiny bit more readable, let me put this a little bit smaller, because we don't need everything to be at a big size. And the cool thing is I can actually remove the parenthesis now, since the font size is already... Oh no! No! Oh, I hate when it's doing this. Alright. Handcrafted map with a story and teaching the game. With a story and tutorials. Handcrafted map with a time-based challenge. With optimization challenge. It's better like this. Optimization challenge. One thing I didn't talk about though are the game difficulties, which is kind of important because it can improve the story. It can increase the story mode playtime by a lot if you want to play the different difficulties. So basically at the beginning you can basically choose easy or normal, and then you have hard. basically. But hard has to be unlocked. You need to beat the game in normal before trying the hard mode. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the quest editor. Level editor, procedural map. With modifiable settings. Procedural map with objectives and challenges. Oh, and obviously the creative mode, you can create your own level, but you can also play the levels from other players. That would be cool. Yeah. I think I should maybe get a little bit more into the details of this, because that's what I promised. This can be vague because that's not something I promised to do. It's just something I would like to do. I'm wondering if I should maybe... You know... Should I detail? No, it's gonna take me a lot of time to detail each level, what it introduces, how it relates to the other levels and stuff. No. The goal here is not to take too much time doing this. That's one of the things you need to learn when you work alone, is to make sure you don't spend too much time on this kind of stuff. Levels. Oh yeah, I was actually planning on doing it. But I don't think I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Levels, no. We're not gonna detail the levels. Okay, what's next? Progression. Oh. Yeah, the only thing I think I should add here with 3 game difficulties: easy, medium, hard. And the puzzle mode won't have difficulties. It's just gonna be like one level, the same level for everyone. Creative mode, sandbox mode, change mode. Alright. Progression. The last level of the story mode okay, the game has 3 possible endings depending of the choices you made during the story mode. Players might play levels again to unlock those endings. Achievements lots of achievements to encourage players to replay the levels with added challenge. To replay the levels in a different way. Example, vegan. Progression, a progression menu to show you all the challenges and achievements. Yeah, let's say all the achievements. All the achievements you got so far. A shop to use to buy cheat codes or cheat codes, rule modifiers, visual modifiers, extra secret dev stuff. Achievements give you points to buy, to spend. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to yeah, this is gonna be great because same thing. This is not promised. This is not promised. This is promised. This is promised. Like promised, there will be 3 endings and achievement, but gray is like could be something nice, but like not a priority for me. It's polish. Only at the end, if we see we have some time in the 2 months of the milestone 5. Only then we can try to do this. Maybe I should write somewhere Legend. Gray stuff is nice to have. Nice to have and to be considered as Polish. Shit. And Polish, not the Polish people. Polish in the game. I should almost put my webcam on my laptop actually, because I'm always looking at the laptop anytime I talk to you guys, but you guys are there. I need to look there. Am I missing something about the progression? Yeah, let's say it's okay. I really want to be done with this by 4 p.m. So I'm not gonna lose too much time. And then I'm gonna send them this, and we're gonna have back and forth. If there's not enough information, they're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna get into the details. I don't have to go too much into details if they don't ask me to do it. I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah, let's keep going. Accessibility features. Skip mini games. What? Okay, skip mini games. No flash. Screen shake. HD font, so that you don't have to use the pixel art font if you don't like it. What's already in the game? I already implemented a few of them. Oh yeah, the text to speech. Oh, that's all. Okay. Okay. Well, text to speech, so that people who really can't read at all can still play the game, but not for blind people. The game is not going to be playable for... Yeah, it's not going to be playable because you won't have like the numbers and stuff. Maybe I can. Maybe I could add a button to that just tell you straight off, like, you have this much resource, but that would be like insane to tell you the price and stuff. I'm not sure. So text to speech, I actually have a list somewhere. I'm not gonna detail everything. Or maybe we could add, HUD size. Oh yeah, I forgot. Button remapping. Yeah, and that's all. I'm not gonna go further than that, to be honest. Button remapping is the biggest one because it will allow everyone who is using a specific controller to remap the button on their own controller. So that's huge to have. HUD size and HD font are like more convenient. Even, you know, people who don't have any kind of disability will like to have a HD font or just to have a bigger HUD. No flash, no screen is kind of important. With this, we know epileptic people or any kind of problem like this, they will be able to play the game safely. Skip minigames if you can't click and stuff too fast and you just want to play the strategy part of the game. Text-to-speech, yeah. It's not gonna make the game playable for blind people, but I guess I'm not really... I don't know a lot about this, but I guess some people just have... They can't see, but they can't see properly, so they can't read. So I guess it will help to have text-to-speech anyway. I hope. And yeah, I have a few other things that I would like, ideally, in the end game. But I don't think... Yeah, it's not gonna be there. But those are the things I really want to have in the game. Like, that's not Polish. That's like really important. Maybe text-to-speech is not, but it's already in the game, kinda. Just need to update it, so... Okay, what's next? Colorblind supports. So, I did check the game, and it is... Well, we can add it. But the game is colorblind friendly. So I did check. I was using I don't remember the name of the thing I've used, but it's in one of the last streams. So I guess we can just take a look at it. The game is playable for any kind of color blindness, basically. And that's because I make sure like there is always like I'm not always relying on color. The color are very different. I'm not relying on color, and I'm relying on symbols and stuff. So the game is completely playable for any kind of color blindness. So I don't think I'm gonna add like color modes so that the game fixes itself for color blindness. I don't think that's worth it. I just tried the game with every color blindness possible. It looks fine. It's playable. So, but I'm gonna add it here just to remember that we need to make sure that it's here. You're right. So what's next? Buildings and terrains. Currently we have about 5 terrains, I think. I don't even remember. I'm missing the terrain all the time. Yeah, well, we don't care. So, 5 terrains. Oh, number of buildings? I don't remember either. Do I need to tell them that? Do I really need to tell them? I mean, the amount of level is important because it affects playtime. The number of buildings and terrains, who cares? Well, it's kind of the heart of the game, right? But it's not gonna affect playtime, and it's not gonna affect localization, like the number of words. It's gonna affect like it's gonna be very small, a few more words. So it's not gonna affect the cost of translating the game that much. Maybe I don't need to tell them this, because I'll be honest, guys, I don't even know how much building and terrains I want to have. To be honest, I just want to have as much as I can while keeping the game simple, basically. So I don't think I want to tell them how much I want. Hey, Fullbox, thanks for the follow. Welcome on the channel. And 1 million buildings. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna promise 1 million buildings. I think I'm not gonna... Let's delete this. If they ask me, I will tell them. I'm just gonna hope they're not asking. Story and events. That's gonna be important, because it will directly influence the cost of translation. Just make them randomly generated with super slith variant. Alright. Randomly generate buildings? I don't know. Oh, slight variant. Okay. Story and events. So story mode will include dialogues during the quests. Events also have a viable amount also have a dialogue and choices, and usually choices to make with different outcomes. During the quest, explaining the game story. Events also have a dialogue and usually choices to make with different outcomes. They can be used in any level. So that's the big difference between events and story. So those dialogues can be reused in every level. They can be used in any level. You don't know when they're gonna appear. This one, I mean, there are scripted dialogues during the quest explaining the game story, so they're not gonna be repeated. They're gonna be used only once. Those ones can be used several times. Story mode is love. Thanks for the follow. Octoloptical. Octaloptical. I don't know. Thanks for the follow, mate. Welcome. I don't remember how much I... Okay, expecting about 20k words. That was my estimation, I think. I should take a look at the mails again. I did calculate this at some point. Used and reused in any level. Currently, we have about 30 events, I think. And in the final game, I would like to have about 70 events. That would be ideal. When I was a kid and when I first played Ubisoft games, I was like, when I grow up, I'll join Ubisoft, but later dreams do change, lol. Yeah. Yeah, that's normal. I mean, you're growing up. You don't want to do the same things. It was also my dream to join Ubisoft, or at least a big AAA studio working on big games with millions of players. And see, my dream changed. I just left. So, no. Everything changed as we grow up and as we get old and as we experience things. Definitely. Yeah, that was hard for me to realize that what I was doing at Ubisoft was not what I was dreaming about. Because I was kind of like you. I mean, I've been wanting to work in games since I got a video game console in my hands, basically. Okay, story mode will include scripted dialogues during the quest explaining the game story. Events also have a dialogue and usually choices to make with different outcomes. It can be used and reused in any level. Currently 30. Are there actually 30 events? I don't remember. Let's take a look. $25, but we have 10 here. And I know some events are used only in some events. Random event. They can be used and reused in any level. Story events only used in a specific level. Let's see this. Okay. Is the sound on and off for others? What do you mean? Is there an issue with the sound? Can you guys hear me well? Can you hear everything well? Yeah, so currently we actually have a little more than 30, but I'm gonna say 30. And yeah, I want to double that number by the end. To be honest, I would like even more than this. Like 100 would be nice. Alright, I hope it's only the connection then. I hope my microphone is working well. I can increase my level a little bit, but I don't want to be too loud. I'm not sure what I want to tell here, because basically the idea is I want at least one event per building and type of terrains, and I actually really want to have more than one event. Like 70 would be the minimum. Well, let's say 70 then. We have 10 levels. Yeah, let's say 60, okay? Let's say we need twice that amount. And I can always say later that I made a mistake. I'm not sure I'm not sure about this number. Because well, I think I need to work on this better because events are quite long to do and they increase the cost of translating. So it's actually important to have a good idea of how much we want. For the story mode, I think if you only play the story mode, 60 events is fine. It's more like if we are talking about the procedural stuff that is optional that we might want more events. So maybe, yeah, I should not try to add too much stuff here. Yeah, let's say like this. We'll see. Is this going to be like a presentation for a publisher or just a document? It's not a presentation, actually. I think I'm going to send them a video. I think I'm going to send them a video of me just explaining this stuff. Just to make sure. Actually, we're going to do this in live. I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to tell you guys all about this document, and I'm just gonna reuse this for them, right? They might even be looking at the stream right now, you know? But it's just a document. Oh, cool. Cool. I'm glad it was just a connection issue. Twitch integration. Oh, that one is going to be really short. Players can vote during event choices. The choice with the most votes is chosen. Nice to have. I should say viewers. Viewers can trigger an event. Trigger or choose an event that will happen to the player. That could be nice, but I don't think we're gonna go further than that. Yeah. Let's not go further than that. New slide. Aesthetic. Music, visuals. Oh, we are already done. That's nice. Aesthetic. Should I do this on two different... The link to your Patreon is in the description. Isn't working, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take a quick look. I've changed the name of the Patreon page some time ago. So it's possible that the link in the Twitch description.
We're getting somewhere. Ish.
Create a dashboard. Let me, because that's kind of a big issue, to be honest. Especially if people want to take a look. not everyone is
Especially if
clicking on
people
that
want- like
on
you
that
want
link.
to
Take a look. So I want it to be working. Where is it? Twitter, Patreon. Oh yeah, not the good link. And here you go. Should be working now. And I'm just gonna send the link in the chat too. Here you go. Although maybe you were watching on YouTube. I don't know. I hope it's working on YouTube. Cat. Yeah, that's my cat. Anytime I'm hiding my screen, you'll be seeing my cat. Okay, so aesthetic. Gonna keep the pixel art style. Gonna add tones. The low resolution, the low res pixel art style. I actually wrote an article this weekend for my patrons, and they liked it. I was glad. I wasn't sure. I was like, I hope they're gonna like this. It was an article about a book I read, and I just talked about what I've learned and how I apply the advice from the book, but to game development, because it's a book for artists in general. And I was talking more about how I'm using it as a game developer. Yeah, they liked it, so that's nice. And I actually need to make the bonus develop too for last month, since we are in April now. Game sounds are really important. Game sounds are more important than the music. Music will be atmospheric with one piano only, or one instrument. With one instrument, and silent with one instrument only. So I don't know if you noticed, but currently the music is just piano, and basically my idea is to just have one instrument, and it's very subtle. Subtle is a better word. I don't want a big medieval magical music stuff. Just want it to be subtle. Yeah, I don't really know what I want to tell them about this, because I'm gonna keep the lowest pixel style, alright. Most of the polish is gonna go into animation and light. So basically, I'm telling this to tell them that's what I'm gonna improve. The animations and the lights. Animation, post-process, FX and lights. I'm not gonna make something better than what is already in the game from an art style perspective. Game ambient sounds are more important than the music. So that's basically to say that, yeah, the music is final too, basically. Because I want to make and will be a huge part of polishing. Yeah, so basically polish is also going to be into the sounds. So right now the sounds are pretty good. People really like the sounds of the game. But I want to go even deeper, so if I had some time, I really want to work those sounds even more. And for me, that's going to be the polishing. I'm not sure how many music I want, but about 5 different music, maybe 6. I mean, right now the music is like a 1-minute loop, and everybody is happy about it. So I'm not sure it's really useful to make big music, big long music. I'm not gonna say anything about this, okay? I'm gonna see if they want the details of this. Well, currently we have one music, basically. And in the final, I guess we want more. I'm not gonna make one music per level. I'm gonna say like... Actually, what's the good word for this? I don't think music is the good word. Is it song? One song? No. One track. Currently one track. Final, let's say 5 tracks, maybe. I don't know. Like... We're gonna need to keep some time to do the music, but... Sounds bring the juice. Yeah. I mean... That's why I'm really trying to have a really... very subtle music in the background. I don't want the music to take all the place. I just want it to be there just so that it's not silent and it's just relaxing. But most of the sound should come from the tides, right? You're on the sea, you hear the sea. If there is a boat on the sea, you hear the boats. If you're on the village, you hear the people talking and stuff. That's what I want. That's where I want to work more. The music, just gonna be some cute little thing, okay? Not taking too much place, not frustrating because you're gonna hear it again and again, so it really needs to be calm and not like... Yeah, that's it. You know what? I think I'm gonna remove this. Because... Well, I'm gonna say extracts. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how many, so maybe we can talk about this. And I'm gonna do this too. Just so that they know that I'm not sure. Maybe 4 tracks. Hello, Sarent. How are you doing, mate? Are we good, guys? I think we are. Accessibility, music, visuals. Am I missing something? Let's take a look at the milestones. Level... Yeah. Dialogue... Oh, I didn't talk about the HUD and the UI. Yeah, I think we're good. Maybe just talking about the HUD. yeah, let's just say this. The HUD needs some more work, but we stay very simple. Gamepad friendly. So I'm not gonna introduce windows and stuff. I'm sure they're gonna ask for more stuff though. Maybe they're gonna ask for more information about specific stuff, but at least they have like the big idea here and they can ask specifically for some stuff. But not everything is in there. Everything is in there. See? In that huge to-do and that huge backlog with ideas and bugs and stuff. Everything's in there. I'm going with the flow, right? I'm not trying to plan everything, just the big chunk things. Thanks for the follow, Tepicho? Welcome. I hope you're gonna have fun with us. Okay, I think we're done, guys, with this. Okay, so I'm gonna record. I'm not gonna record, actually, I don't care. It's in live. I can get the recording back. So I'm gonna do the presentation to you guys, and I'll send them the video. I'll just do some cut in the live, and I'll send them this, and we'll see what they say. Okay? Does that sound good? So they will see your comments. Don't be too funny. All right. How do I start the presentation? Space? Enter? Oh, no. View? Slide. Slideshow. Start from first slide. Here you go. So, yeah, let's do a presentation for Astra. So that is like, yeah, milestone design document that I'm making for the first milestone. And it's not a game design document, it's not precise, but I think it has everything you need to have a review of everything that's going to be into the game. And with some numbers so that we can start planning, like, for example, what it means to have accessibility features, what kind of accessibility features, how many levels are we looking to have, this kind of stuff. So that's just the milestone, as you can see, in a format that is absolutely beautiful. There you go. So anything that is in gray like this is nice to have, and it will have to be considered just as polish. Everything that is not in gray, in black, is basically going to be in the game, and basically is what I promised in the contract. So we're going to talk about the gameplay, the minigames, the game modes, the progression, the accessibility features, the story and events, a little bit about the Twitch integration, and about the aesthetic of the game, so music and visuals. So the gameplay, the game is going to be played with a gamepad or a keyboard, and I really don't want to make mouse or touch controls. I know though that PC players are gonna ask for it, and mobile players, if the game comes on mobile at some point, will want the touch controls. But the game has not been designed for a mouse. And for example, for the minigames have not been designed for the mouse, and the game has no windows, has no buttons on the screen that you can click on. So it would actually be, if in the end we decide to have this, it would be like a lot of work just to add the mouse control. So that's something to know. Yeah, about the gameplay itself, the control, so control, camera, and avatar. Well, basically the player moves a cursor around a map, and can select actions to change the state of the map. And the player will mostly build stuff, or fight stuff, hunt stuff, but basically you will always just change the state of one square on the map. You have 5 resources to manage. That's not going to change. That's very simple, and I'm not going to add more resources than this. The game is real-time with both. We have some arcade game mechanics. So we're not only moving a cursor, actually, we're also shooting arrows. We are also moving around. So we see that afterwards. And we have dialogues with choices to make. And that's basically all you do in Lure, basically. You manage, you build stuff, you play mini games, and you make choices during dialogues, basically. So the collecting games, so the mini games, but I like to call them collecting games. The player can play collecting games during specific actions to get or save resources. So for example, you can chop the forest yourself, and you will get more wood from chopping the forest. You can fight the darkness during the storm, and it will cost less light to illuminate the darkness. So basically, it's just some bonus. You're not going to lose anything. It's just a bonus thing that, it's a bit exciting, and it's a nice way to get a break from thinking about the game and the strategy. Currently, I have about 7 mini games, and I think it would be cool to have between 10 to 15 mini games. It's important to not have too much of it, because it can be really confusing for the player to remember all the types of mini games that can happen. That's why, even though I'm aiming for 10 to 15 mini games, some of them are going to look very similar to others. For example, hunting and fishing really looks a lot, they're really close to each other. When you hunt, you have this arrow, you have this bow that you can control, and you can shoot at the deer. When you fish, it's the same gameplay. You have the same bow that you can shoot, but the target's behavior is very different. But the controls are the same, so it's easier for the player to understand what's happening. So that's important. The minigames, by the way, can be disabled for accessibility. We'll talk about accessibility later, but that's one of the main things I think we need, because some players just want to play a strategy game, and maybe they can't actually press all of the buttons fast and stuff. And I don't want them to feel like they're getting, disadvantaged because of this, or that they just can't play the game. Game mods. We can see some gray stuff here. So what we agreed on in the contract was the story mod and the puzzle mod. The story mod is a collection of uncrafted maps with stories and tutorials. So basically, you're gonna learn to play the game, and you're gonna learn about the story. Like the story of the game, basically. That's the main mod. Everyone is gonna play the story mod, basically. And we're talking about 10 levels, maybe 9, maybe more if we really are, like, if I have tons of ideas and, we see that we are really in advance. So far, I have designed 9 levels. I'm not sure about the 10th level yet. I'm not sure what it could be. So for now, I would say 9, but yeah, around 10 would be nice. Just having 10 levels, I think, feels good to say that the game has 10 levels. So yeah, and we're talking about very fast player can play this in 6 hours. More chill players can play this in 15 hours, even maybe more, because I've seen players play for 2 hours a level. So yeah, that's worth numbers. The interesting thing about the story mode is that it has 3 game difficulties per map that I call Settlers, Survivor, and Deity. But it's basically just easy, medium, and hard. And it's the hard mode is unlocked by beating the medium difficulty. For now, the difference is mainly that easy is slow and you can post time. Medium, you can't post time. It's a bit faster. And hard is like, everything is really hard. Like the storms, everything is more pricier. Like if you destroy one of your buildings, you don't get any resource back. But in easy, you get almost all the resources back when you destroy a building. So, yeah. And the puzzle mode are uncrafted maps with optimization challenges. So I don't expect everyone to play the puzzle mode. This mod is mainly for people who really like the game and they just want to play more of it. So those are going to be 10 levels that are actually there's one puzzle mod for each story. One puzzle level for each story level. And it's basically going to be almost the same as the story levels, but without the story, without the objectives and stuff. It's just going to be one objective. And usually the goal is just to get to this objective in the least amount of days possible. So it would be nice if we can to have a leaderboard here so that people can compare their best time with other people. And yeah, so an example would be the first map could be build a castle in less than 50 days. So you do it, you build it, you're happy, and then you notice a lot of players manage to do it in less than 40 days. So maybe you're gonna play again and try to get to 40 days. So that's basically the idea. We're really not talking about the average player here. We're really talking about passionate player, like the players who are gonna be the fans of this game. And then we have the gray stuff. So nice to have, like not really planned. We'll see if we can have them. We could try to have them at release if we can, or we could have them in as updates. So the creative mode is basically a level editor. So you can create your own map and share it with your friends and play the map. Since the game is made to be played with a gamepad, I'm not gonna go into quest editor stuff. You're just gonna you're just gonna be able to design the map. Nothing else. No quests, nothing like this. Then we have the sandbox mod, which is a procedural map, but you can change the setting as you want. So you can generate a map that is like mountains and stuff. You can generate a very big map or a very small map. And you can just play around and make stuff. Like there's no objective, no constraints. You can have storms, or you can remove all the danger. You can do what you want. It's a sandbox mode. You do whatever you want. And there is the challenge mode that is really... It's like the sandbox mode because we're gonna have procedural maps, but you don't choose the settings. Settings are... You have different templates, and you have objective and challenges. For example, the level 2 is in the desert, and you have to deal with the orcs, either by befriending them or destroying all their camps. Well, that's a map we could generate. We could generate a map with lots of deserts with the orcs, and the objective is the same as in the level 2. And we can generate a lot of maps like this. So that would be the idea of the challenge mode. About the progression, the story mode has 3 possible endings. And depending on the choices you made, 3 possible endings depending on the choices you made. And that's to encourage the players to play again, basically. I'm not gonna get into the details of the ending, especially because we are live on stream right now. I don't want to spoil anyone, but yeah, basically depending of, for example, you can, as I said, befriend the orcs or kill them all. Well, maybe it will change something at the end of the game. Basically, that's what I'm saying. It will change something in the last mission of the game. and the last mission will change the ending, basically. So yeah, you might want to play again to see the other endings. We're gonna need lots of achievements to encourage players to play the levels again in a different way. For example, a vegan achievement if you beat the fast level without killing any animals. That would be something like, or without exploiting any animals, actually. So yeah, we can have tons of them, we can add a lot of them, and that's just going to be fun for achievers and completionists who just want to a good excuse to replay the level, but not just replay it the same way, because that's boring, but replay it in another way, and that's fun. That comes with the next point, which is in gray, so nice to have, but it would be nice to have a progression menu to show you all the achievements you got so far. So the achievements are directly into the game and not just on Steam, for example. So even if you have a DRM-free version, for example, you could see the achievements and stuff. And yeah, I think it's important to have this because to really push you to try to do the achievements, you know? It's not just hidden into the Steam client, it's also directly in the game. And lastly, maybe a shop. I was thinking about a little shop. Anytime you do an achievement, basically, or you finish a mission, you gain a few points, and you can use those points to buy cheat codes, real modifiers, visual modifiers, like maybe a new skin for a character or something, and extra secret dev stuff, like for example, the debug menu that I'm using to create the game could be something that you can unlock. Or maybe, I don't know, information about the game, maybe screenshots, maybe previous versions of the game, maybe yeah, this kind of stuff. It could be fun. Yeah, again, nice to have. And accessibility features. So as I said, we want to be able to skip the minigames, a no flash or screen shake option to make sure people can play the game safely if you have issues with flash and screen shakes, an HD font to make sure the game is readable for everyone, text-to-speech, in case people really can't read the text, this is a good option to have, HUD size, just to make sure, for example, someone is playing maybe on a 4K screen, or someone is playing on a tiny screen, or someone is just like doesn't has difficulties to read the text because it's too small. Well, be able to change this. The button remapping, I know it sounds simple. It sounds like every game has button remapping, but mine has not for now, and I will have to create the logic behind remapping buttons and a menu to be able to remap buttons. So that's something to do, and that's going to be very useful because people who have disabilities sometimes use very specific controllers. So being able to remap the buttons is very good for them. And it's good for any kind of player who just want to put the buttons wherever they want. So it's just cool. And colorblind support. But it's important to know that the game is already colorblind friendly. Like the game works, like it's playable for every kind of colorblindness. So that's cool. About the story and the events, the story mode will include scripted dialogues during the quest explaining the game story. So those dialogues are going to be there only once. They're going to be used once in the story, and it's going to be I would say maybe a fourth of the dialogues of the game, maybe half of the dialogues in the game. I don't know. We're also going to have events who have a dialogue and also usually choices to make with different outcomes. Currently we have 30 events and I'm not sure how many we need. Ideally I would like to have at least one per building and one per terrain, but that's a lot already. Ideally I would like 2 to 3 per building and stuff so that you don't always have the same event for the tents or for the wheat fields and stuff. So we'll see. The more we can have in there, the better. But it's important to know that if we don't do a procedural mod, we don't need too much. All right. we can expect about 15 to 20 events in one game. So if we have 10 levels, it means 200 events would be ideal to make sure we never have the same events. But that's not what we want. We're gonna have the same events sometimes. So yeah, maybe 100 events would be fine. So we'll see. We have two types of events: the random events that can be used and reused in any level. So it's not going to be and we have the story events that are only used in a specific level. So some events are going to be used only in level 1, only in level 2, only in level 3, and some events can be triggered in either level 1, 2, or 3. So I expect about 20k words. Maybe I'm wrong on this number. Just check again what I told you in the mail. Maybe I forgot the real number. About the Twitch integration, viewers can vote during event choices, and the choice with the most vote is chosen. So that's already into the game. That already works. The interface is a bit strange, so I have to rework this, but it works. One thing that could be cool to add is that viewers can trigger or choose an event that will happen to the player. So that could be cool, like something in the chat saying, hey guys, it's time to choose the next event. And maybe we have a proposition of 3 events and people can choose the events. Maybe that's not going to be easy to do, so, but that's an idea. And finally, about the aesthetic, we're going to keep the low resolution pixel art style. So I'm not going to change this, and most of the polish is going to go into animations, post-process effects, and lights. The game ambient sounds are more important than the music, and will be a huge part of polishing. I really want to get into the details of those sounds. I want you to hear the boat on the sea. I want you to hear people doing their stuff in the village. That's the most important thing for me. So the music will keep being atmospheric and subtle. And I would like to have only one instrument in the music all the time. Currently, it's only one piano, but maybe we can have other instruments later on. And it's only going to be one. The HUD and UI in general need some work. So we'll have to work on this. But it's going to stay very simple. It needs to be gamepad friendly. And I'm done. Okay, so that's all with the presentation. I'm just gonna look at the chat messages. Hey Zaiku, sorry, I was doing the presentation. So that's a document I'm making for the publisher. And I was just doing the presentation for the publisher. So I'm just gonna send them this part of the stream. And they're gonna look at it, basically. So that's why I was not looking at the chat and being very focused on the presentation. Yeah, you'll be on the press. You and Laura will be on the press. Laura Cabers. Do I know you? Maybe not. But just because our marketing director is called Laura, so maybe it's that Laura. So maybe the presentation is already presented to the publisher. You really would be surprised how few games still offer button remapping. It feels like every game has it, but it's a surprisingly small percentage today. Yeah, I heard about a lot of games that doesn't give you the opportunity to remap the buttons, but I think it's really important to have it. As you can see, the light is off. That means the stream should end very soon. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live for today, guys. Let me put my face like this. Here you go. So quite productive. We didn't work on the game today, but we did work on this presentation, and that's cool because that means I'm well advanced for my next milestone. So I hope it was still a nice stream for you guys, even though I was not coding anything. Oh, you missed it, Paprika? I'm so sorry. The VOD will be available both on Twitch and on YouTube, so don't hesitate to just look at it again, alright? The VOD is available, I think, for about 1 week or 2 weeks, something like this. So, no worries, you can watch this, and you can let me a comment to let me know what you think about this. So yeah, it was really nice again, really nice stream. I'm getting used to doing those streams. I'm getting more comfortable, and that's nice. Less pressure than at the beginning. And as you can see, I don't hesitate to do some stuff that is kind of secret stuff, doing stuff for the publisher. So for the ones who are on Twitch, I'm gonna raid someone, and I already know who am I gonna raid. It's another French developer, but the stream is in English. It's Mr. Elliptic. He's doing some awesome stuff in Godot. So yeah, we're definitely gonna raid this guy because yeah, he's being really cool. So yeah, well, thank you everyone for coming. And yeah, let's raid that guy. I'm gonna start the raid. Don't forget to, when you're in the stream, to be like raid and stuff. And for the guys on YouTube, well, I can't raid with YouTube. Sorry guys. So yeah, I'm starting the raid right now. So here you go. We're on the raid now. So for everyone on YouTube, I see you next time. Next stream on Thursday. Alright. See you.
Welcome Darren, and thank you for the raid. Welcome the 10 new cult members. I hope you're doing good. Welcome. What are you doing? You are doing a game document, right? I think I saw your stream. You are doing a game document from because of your publisher, right? Have you announced with what publisher you're working on, with what you're working with? Have you announced? I'm not even sure I see it. That's not what I wanted to do, actually. I just realized that what I wanted to do was that. I was making a design doc for the publisher. Let's go. Great. Have you announced? I missed it? Maybe I missed it. Oh, it's raining again, for fuck's sake. It's a good thing I went for a walk earlier. Welcome, guys. If you don't know me, my name is Mr. Elliptic. I work